Rest before serious work. In the small hours, more than 150 paratroopers now in Cyprus will soon be in Jordan. So it's just before 3 a.m. in the morning. This isn't a sight that you get to see very often, but the guys are just grabbing 30 minutes of sleep ahead of their main brief, and in about 2.5 hours' time, it's wheels up. They'll head to the C130s and prepare for the flights over Jordan. And now the work begins.
We're going to try and steer those away, communicate from there on in. Okay.
The commander of 16 Air Assault Brigade is jumping with them.
Thank you very much. You are about to carry out a parachute descent. When the green light is displayed, you will be ordered to jump by the PJI. Failure to do so constitutes disobeying a direct order, and disciplinary action may be taken against you. In the event of the green light failing to operate, the number 1 will be dispatched on orders from the PJI. You are to follow in your stick order and carry out a parachute descent. Let's go to it.
It's pretty significant, actually. Ultimately, the 16 Air Assault Brigade is the British Army's very high readiness formation, and part of our job is to conduct joint theatre entry. This is a joint theatre entry deployment. It's overseas, it's at reach, it's in demanding circumstances, and therefore it's pretty significant for us. So in roughly 90 minutes or so, we're going to board the aircraft. We will then take off. We'll be joined by a number of RAF fighter jets, likely to be Typhoons. They will fly with us, escort us in. We'll move into the north of Jordan. We'll then conduct a parachute jump. We'll then link up with our Jordanian Armed Forces counterparts, and then we will conduct ground training from there on in, working on our interoperability, working together in live firing and other scenarios.
So I've been in para for 2 years now, and it's a massive moment, so it's the first sort of thing like this that most of the blokes here have done. Blokes have done jumps like this before, but never in this capacity and to this scale.
Yeah, it's pretty big. Obviously, due to COVID, we haven't been doing much overseas. So for a lot of the blokes here, it's the first time going overseas, including myself. And yeah, it'll be good to learn things off the Jordanians. Also, they learn stuff off us.
The carrier strike group is now in the region, led by HMS Queen Elizabeth. It is the largest concentration of maritime and air power to leave the UK in a generation, and this is its first operational deployment, which is joint between the Royal Navy and Royal Air Force. Its F-35s have started flying combat missions as part of Operation Shader, the fight against so-called Islamic State in Iraq and Syria. 16 Air Assault's exercise was deliberately timed to coincide with it being in the region.
There's no coincidence that the Carrier Strike Group is in the region at the same time. We're mutually supporting expeditionary capabilities, supporting one another, and when it comes to why we are operating with the Jordanians, they are a long-standing partner of the United Kingdom.
And when it comes to adversaries, who are you talking to in the region?
Ultimately, we're talking to anyone who would seek to destabilise the region, to harm our allies and partners, or harm British and international interests in the area. Of course, where we are going to be operating in the north of Jordan, just north of there, border with Syria, lots of interests, third-party interests there, Russian, Iranian, there are violent extremist organisations, but ultimately anyone who would seek to undermine the rules-based international system is, who we are messaging.
They ride 2 Hercules. They're the RAF's primary tactical transport aircraft, based at Akrotiri, which is one of several British bases maintaining a permanent military presence in the eastern Mediterranean. These aircraft are highly flexible, with the ability to airdrop a variety of stores and paratroopers. It's a rare chance to be granted special access to a flight like this and watch behind the scenes to see how it all works. The pilots are highly skilled in low-level flying, and there have been a number of rehearsals before this mission. Once on board and in the air, we are escorted by 2 Royal Air Force Typhoons based at RAF Akrotiri. Their job is to provide a bubble of protection and security around us. The drop will happen at 7 a.m, when we will have made it to an undisclosed location. It's a low altitude drop over Jordan. They'll be jumping from 800 feet. All goes to plan and everyone jumps successfully into the drop zone, which was secured by the Pathfinders, the advanced party who jumped in days before them. The aim of all this was to send a message to allies and potential adversaries alike, a demonstration of the UK's capability to conduct operations like this. Sian Gwezczek, Forces News, in the skies over northern Jordan. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.